Hey girls, welcome back. So it's official. Prom is just right around the corner. We're already in mid-April, and in prom season, you know that goes by in the blink of an eye. And this year is actually really special to me because in 2003, I went to my prom. So that was 10 years ago. I'm going to be going to my 10-year high school reunion this summer, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm old. How did this happen? I just remember like getting ready like for prom, literally, like it feels like it was the other day. So this is definitely a really special year for me, and I wanted to make sure I made a little series on basically how to get yourself ready for prom. So the very first video in my series is going to be what to pack in your prom clutch. And basically what I have here is just a little clutch I had laying around, and I went ahead and just put in all the essentials I think every single girl needs to have with her at all times just to make sure prom turns out to be a success. So let me go ahead and show you what I've got in here. All right, the very first thing when you go ahead and you pick out your clutch bag, you want to make sure that it goes with your outfit. Also, the reason why something like this is not good, I just used it just for like demonstration purposes. If you see here, this is open. If I were to drop this, all of my stuff would go like all over the floor, and then I would find myself like in my pretty dress, like scrambling around like under the table trying to find my lip gloss. So whatever clutch you go with, make sure that it's fully encloses. That way, if in case you drop it, you're not gonna have to worry about it like busting. All right, let me go ahead and show you what we got in here. All right, so one of the very first things that you want to make sure that you have with you at prom is a camera. Now, prom is something that is so important in your life. It's such an important milestone. You want to make sure that you're taking a lot of pictures because you're going to be looking back at these for the rest of your life. You know, when you have kids and you're all grown up one day, they're going to be looking at your prom pictures. Make sure that you have a camera with you. Make sure that you fully charge it. Bring like an extra memory card if you have to, an extra battery. So make sure you have one of these. Moving along, the next thing that I have is like a small little tiny like key chain wristlet. And basically inside of here I have like all of my essentials such as like tickets, photo IDs, credit cards, money, little medicines and things like that. So basically what I have done is I found like little tiny mini versions of everything that I need. So the very first thing that I packed away in here are tickets. So these are actually tickets to the Chicago Auto Show, but just so you can see a visual representation, you want to make sure that you have your tickets. And I know so many people have horror stories that they like got their tickets and they forgot them at home and then they had like trouble getting in and it was a big pain in the butt. So pre-pack this at least a night or two before. Make sure you have everything that you need. Make yourself a checklist. Check everything off as you're putting it into your clutch. The next thing I have in here is a Band-Aid. So as we know, prom oftentimes calls for very uncomfortable shoes. So make sure that you are breaking your shoes in as much as you can before your prom. That means do not go out and purchase shoes like a day before, the night before. You want to make sure you get these at least a month or two. Just wear them around the house. Make sure that you break them in. That way on prom, you're not going to be like, oh my God, they hurt. For work, I am a pageant coach, and one thing I always advise all my girls is make sure whatever you're wearing on stage, you've already broken in. The worst thing is like seeing a girl walk in shoes that she hasn't ever walked in before, like across the stage. Like you can just tell that she's so uncomfortable and it just looks like really bad. So make sure you break them in, but a Band-Aid is really good to have just in case, let's say you get a blister or you never know, you might accidentally like get like a boo-boo or something. So make sure you have a Band-Aid or two with you. Okay, so the next thing that I have in here is a tampon. You know, always make sure you have a tampon with you no matter where you're going. Even if you know you're not going to be getting your period, maybe one of your friends will get her period, and it's like the worst thing, like on prom, like you end up getting an unexpected period. So, all right, the next thing that I packed in here is one of these like little, it's like a shoe insert, and basically it goes like right by your heel. So if your shoes happen to be a little bit too big or they're giving you blisters, this is something that's really handy to have. If you are wearing closed back shoes, this is something that's definitely helpful. Next thing is I have a small like mini tiny nail file. I personally hate like if my nails get broken and they're like snagged, I'll be like touching it all night long. So it'll just like really annoy me. So I always want to make sure I have like a little tiny nail file. That way, you know, in case my nail breaks off or I crack one or something like that, I can just go ahead and file it really quick and just be done with it. All right, so the next thing that I have in here are some Tums. So just in case, like let's say if my stomach starts acting up or I start feeling sick, I can go ahead and I have some medicine already on me. So of course, you know, obviously you don't have to just stick with Tums. Bring like some Advil, some aspirin. If you have like any other special medications that you might be taking on a regular basis, make sure that you have those with you. Put them in a little baggie and put them like in your, you know, clutch wristlet, and something that is not going to be like thrown all around the purse. You want to make sure if you have anything really small that you put it in something like this. That way, you know, like this is like where all my tiny little things are. They're not like rummaging around my clutch. So the next thing that I have in here is just some money. It's always a good idea to have some cash with you. You never know if you're going to be running into some situation where you might need to like give a tip to like somebody for valet, or you might just need to have a few extra dollars for like an emergency. Some places don't take cards, so it's always good to have some cash with you just in case. All right, the next thing I have in here is just some like wipes. So basically, you know, if you want to refresh yourself, having a little wipe with you is a good idea. So that's something you want to make sure to have in your kit. And then the rest of the items that I have are just like some basic hair accessories. So what I have in here, I have a hair tie. So let's say it's like towards the end of the evening, everything's winding down. Let's say maybe like you have a hotel room in like the area where the prom's at. You want to go ahead and put your hair up. There you go. Hair tie is always something that's beneficial to have. So one of those. I also have one of these like little like tiny mini clip thing. And then I have another tiny like little pocket right in here. And basically in there I just floated it up with like bobby pins. So make sure you have tons of these, especially if you have like an updo. You never know like when it just can come apart on you. You want to make sure you have some pins. Then I also have like these cute like little clips. So that way you can just go ahead and throw those in your hair too. So that's basically everything that I have like in this tiny, tiny little purse. So a lot of stuff actually came out of that. It's like one of those clown cars. They just like keep on coming. Okay, so the next thing that I have in my purse, I have some face blotting sheets, and this also comes with a compact mirror. So you want to make sure that you have a little mirror with you at all times. That way if you just need to do like a quick check just to make sure like your mascara is not running, or you don't have like a rack of lamb sitting in your teeth, you can just go ahead and take a quick sneak peek without having to get up and run to the bathroom. Also, face blotting sheets are really good because you are going to be taking a lot of pictures. So you want to make sure that you're not like reflecting back and you're not super greasy and shiny. Next I have in here is some double-sided tape. So anytime that you're going to a special event, just make sure you have some of this with you, just because you never know if like, you know, a strap or something's going to be falling off. You just need to kind of secure your clothes in place. So this is definitely a big lifesaver. So the next thing that I have is basically this tiny little emergency sewing kit. And this is what it looks like. So in here, basically you have some scissors, we have safety pins, we have some needles, some thread. Now obviously if you don't want to go ahead and have like a whole one of these taking up real estate in your clutch, what I would definitely suggest is just have like a tiny little pair of scissors on you. And of course, make sure that you have a lot of safety pins. These come in handy like crazy. I always have a ton of these on me. You never know when a girl's dress is just gonna like go crazy. Last weekend I had two girls in their beauty gowns, like in their evening gowns, about to go out on stage, and both of their straps like broke off. So we had to fix them like ASAP before they went on stage. So you never know, like crazy things happen. Moving along, I have some floss. Now I know this is like a really big box of it. They do sell flosses in like tiny like little circle containers. A lot of times when I go to my dentist, they'll give me like samples when they're like so small, they're like this big. So that's something that you want to find. You are going to have a dinner at your prom, so you want to make sure that you don't have like a ton of food like stuck in your teeth. So always have some floss. Just run to the bathroom, go ahead and floss your teeth really quick. I know sometimes girls like bring like little tiny bottles of mouthwash with them, so if that's something you want to have in your purse as well, definitely go for that. But floss is a must, like for me. I know if I get any food in my teeth, like it annoys me so much. I'm just sitting there the whole night like so this is something that's like an absolute must. Also, I don't have any kind of mint or gum in my purse because I couldn't find anything. I just like ate them all. But make sure that you have some kind of mint gum, something that will refreshen your breath. So you want to make sure you have good breath like the whole entire night, especially if you have a cute boy that you might be kissing. Okay, so the next thing that I have in here is some hairspray. And you just want to make sure that you have some products on you that will basically refreshen up your makeup, freshen your hairstyle. You are going to be taking pictures pretty much the whole entire night. And, you know, there's going to be dancing. It's going to be hot in there. So a lot of times, like, your hair can kind of move around, maybe fall flat. So it's important to go ahead and have, like, some hairspray. Have a little hairbrush on you so that way you can just go ahead, like, re-tease your hair, kind of poke around, fix it. So I always go, like, I know Bath Band Beyond has a lot of these things, like the little travel sizes. So this is just like a really small, this is like Kenra, like hairspray. So I always carry like one of these with me whenever I go to a special event. Okay, so the The next thing that we have in here is just some basic makeup products. So I have like some lipstick. Make sure you have like some gloss with you, sometimes like powder, whatever it is that you know that you are going to be refreshing up a lot. So just make sure that you have that makeup with you. The next thing that I have in here is one of these small roller perfumes. I don't think this one actually has a roller on it. No, it's just a small spray. So you just want to make sure that you have some kind of fragrance with you that you can just go ahead and spray on. I like these because it's the actual perfume, so it's a lot more concentrated than like a body splash or something like that. And it's just really easy. You can just go ahead, spray it on, pop it back in your purse. I just love these travel like small purse sizes. They're like the best. Alright, so make sure you have a nice fragrance with you so that way you smell awesome all night long. And then the last two items I have are basically an extra pair of contacts and some eye drops, just because I'm always paranoid that if I'm at like a really special event, something's gonna go like wrong with one of my contacts. Maybe like it'll like pop out, I'll lose it, and then I won't be able to see like for the rest of the night. And my vision is so horrible. Like if I don't have glasses or contacts, like I wouldn't be able to see anything. So obviously prom is something that's really important. If you are a person that wears contacts, definitely look into bringing another pair with you just in case. You never know. So you'll be more thankful that you have it than if you don't, and then the whole entire night's like sabotaged. Alright, so that is everything that I had in this lovely clutch here. And as you can see, there's, definitely there's a lot of items. There are different ways that you can pack this too, just to make things a little bit smaller. If you wanted to just go ahead and maybe break like a little bit of floss, like, pre-cut it, keep that in like a little baggie along with like your medicine. Go ahead and just take like a few face blotting sheets with you. There's little things that you can do where you still have all the products with you, you just bring smaller quantities of them. So I hope you guys found this informative. Like I said, please stay tuned. I'm going to make sure to go ahead and make like a whole series of Prom 2013, kind of how to get ready for it videos, some makeup tutorials, some hairstyles, kind of, how to start planning, dieting, if you need to go ahead and maybe get into shape before prom. Also like skincare routines, how to go ahead and get your skin in good shape. And then lastly, also I want to make sure to do some tutorials on like tanning, hair removal, things like that. So if you guys have any questions or you have any videos that you'd like me to do, please go ahead and leave me a comment in the box below. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Bye.